Good afternoon, Kingdom Saint. Hope you're having an awesome and wonderful day today. Sons and daughters of the kingdom, street dude, everybody that's moving around this day. Hope you enjoyed your holidays with your family, whatever you did on Christmas. Y'all know I don't know no Chris, so I say Christ. Hope you enjoyed yourself and you have an awesome day today. And let's begin to do some rich pouring out today. We're going to touch on a subject about some things that's working inside of you. In the book of Ephesians, chapter 3, verse 20, it said, "Now to him do it who is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that you can ask or think, according to the power that is working in you." Now to him who is able. This is letting us know right now that God is able. The him that they're talking about in this text is Yahweh. Yahweh is able to do. He's able to do things that is exceedingly abundantly above all that you can ask or think. That means that what he can do, you can't even ask about it. What he can do, you don't even think about it. He can do exceedingly. That means he can exceed your expectation. He can go beyond what you think he can or should do. He can go further and above and greater and make it more abundantly, and our mind can comprehend. And that thing only works out. So it's a key, it's a nugget, according to the power that's working in you. There is a power that God has placed inside of us. That word power literally means dunamis. And dunamis literally is pointing to, and dunamis literally means inherent ability. It means miraculous power. That means God has given us, given you, placed inside of you, if he's given you his spirit, an inherent ability. He's put something inside of you that is beyond understanding. I know I said if he's giving you a spirit, and the reason why, not because you have breath in your body, you have a spirit, but you have been given his spirit. You have beginning the regenerated spirit, the spirit that he gives everyone who accepts him as King and Lord of their lives, who walks in him, not just walk in him, who have received him. And once you receive him as his son or his daughter, he gives you an inherent ability that begins to work in you. That means that ability begins to work things out of you as well, work things for you. Let's touch on this thing, because it's going to be a sensitive subject. But I need my people of God to understand what God is saying and what God is doing. Because some of my street dudes, they fear to walk with God. They fear to go into the things of God because they're wondering this thing is real. This one of the things is going to be effective. Because truth of the matter is, some of us are comfortable where we are at. And God is not going to leave you in that place of comfort in your mess, because he got a purpose for you that's going to carry you into his best. And when God want to carry you to a place and take you higher in him, he begins to do things in your life. That power that he begins to place inside of you, it begins to work for you. Understand? He's going to do exceedingly abundantly above all that you can ask or think. So that is letting me know that I have not even thought about these things to be able to ask these things. He's going to do things that's beyond my comprehension. He's going to do things that blows my mind. Want to know everything he has done that'll blow your mind? He'll deliver you from 7 life sentences, 207 years. Blew my mind. And I know it's still blowing people's mind to this day. Everybody that I talk to be like, man, I can't believe you're out here. I can't believe you're here. He has done exceedingly abundantly above all that you can ask or think. Because many people was thinking I was never coming home. Many people was thinking that God wasn't going to do it. Many people was thinking this way, but God was already setting it up another way. God was already planning a greater way. God was already preparing to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we can ask or think. So God begins to do things in our mix according to the power that's working in us. And he puts that power inside of us and allow it to work for us. And as it's working, we begin to start seeing it in our everyday life. How do you know when the power of God is really working for you? When you begin to ask God something, or when you begin to think about something, and God does those things because you thought it. God thought those things because you asked it. But in the mix of those things, he adds things to it. You might have been asking for a car, but instead of just giving you a car, he give you a job with that car. You might have been asking for, good God, he is awesome. You might have been asking for one thing, and God begins to carry it and make it greater because he's doing exceedingly abundantly above all that you can ask or think. You might be asking or seeking, God, I want an apartment. And God may say, no, I'm preparing you for a house. You don't know what he's planning. All you know is that there is something greater working because there is a power working in you. And how that power begins to work in you, we have to learn how to submit to God. You submit to God and that power begins to work. I'm only here because of my submission. And I submitted to God's power in me, not just to do things outside of me. I submitted to that power to transform me. I no longer have the desire and the feelings to do what I formerly used to do, or the cravings I used to have. They are eradicated out of my being because of the power that's working in me. And God begins to do exceedingly abundantly above all can I can ask or think. There was things I wasn't thinking about. I may have been targeting a particular mentality within myself. I may have to deal with my anger issue, because that's why I was so violent. And God began to realize that, son, this is bigger than your anger issue. You're dealing with unforgiveness. But see, I didn't know that I was dealing with unforgiveness. I didn't know that I was dealing with the pain of my childhood. I didn't have a clue, but God did. So I asked for God to deal with my anger, and God began to do exceedingly abundant above all I can ask or think by dealing with unforgiveness, by dealing with situations of insecurities, by dealing with so many things that was connected to my issue of anger. I began to get healed and delivered and set free. Now my anger no longer has control to cause me to do things contrary to him. He has delivered me because he did exceedingly abundantly above or more than I can ask or think. I want y'all to hear me. When that power begins to work in you, you may come to God and ask him to deal with a situation in your life. But God is not only looking at that situation, he's looking at everything connected to it and that could hinder or block him from getting it to you. So what he does exceedingly abundantly above all you can ask or think by allowing you or encouraging you to stay. I want you to stay up tonight and pray for 1 hour. I want you to pray from 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. I want you to let that TV go for the next month. See, he's telling us to do these things so the power inside of us can begin to work. He wants things to work for us and not against us. But we have a tendency not to be silent enough and hear him and let him work for us and let him begin to show us what we need to do. So today, pouring out that kingdom wealth, that kingdom understanding, and that wisdom that people need to grab hold on to. There is a power inside of you that God wants to start working on your behalf more effectively and greater. But in order for him to effectively do it, you have to get still and let him speak. You have to submit to when he speaks. Even when your flesh get irritated, even when you don't want it, even when you don't feel that you can get it, you need to submit and let him be God and work it out in your life. Because he's trying to make a power stir up. He is connecting the outer world to your inner circumstances. So when that power begins to work in you, it causes things outside of you to be pulled to you or repelled from you. Come on now. You got to begin to understand he don't just bring good things your way. He keep bad things from coming your way. He destroys the tactics of the enemy because there is a power in you working that's blocking and snatching and cutting and destroying the works of the enemy that's trying to work against you that you can't even see happening. He can see it all. And you know that this power is beginning to work when things start coming your way you didn't even ask him for. You didn't ask him to do this. You didn't ask him to do that. You didn't even ask him or know that he was about to bring all these different things your way. You was just about to go out and try to get it yourself. But God had a plan because there was a power working in you that was pulling things to you. And he began to bring blessings in your life. We call them blessings, but he calls them security. I need y'all to hear me right now. We call them blessings, but he called them security. He's trying to secure things about us. And in order to effectively secure us, he has to stir us up. And when he stir up that power that's working inside of us, we begin to demonstrate the things of the kingdom. And God begins to bring things our way. He begins to bring people our way. He begins to bring relationships our way. He begins to bring these things our way to show us that even though you didn't ask and you didn't think this was going to happen, I did it because my power is working in you and is pulling things to you. God has placed something inside of you that with an inherent ability. Inherit means you have inherited it. By believing in Jesus Christ, you have inherited it. By believing in Yeshua the Messiah, you have inherited by submitting to Yahweh. And when you submit, that power begins to work. Yes, this is supernatural. But he told me to reveal this to his people today because he wants his people to begin to understand there is a power inside you that I want to start working. And in order for that power to begin to effectively working in you, I need you to begin to submit, to hear my voice, to submit to the things that I'm trying to encourage you, the promptings I'm putting in your heart, the little nudges I'm putting in your mind. Those thoughts of good ain't always you because you ain't just always thinking that good. Understand God is trying to release something to you, but at the same time, the enemy is trying to throw other thoughts at you to contrary the thoughts that God is trying to give you. I need y'all to hear me. The enemy only refuting you or coming against you because God is trying to do something with you. The enemy knows if you access that power inside of you, you're going to crush and destroy his kingdom or his workings in your life. So the enemy's objective is to keep you from accessing God in you. Because the moment you access God in you, there is a power that's going to work for you, and things are going to begin to happen to you and for you that you didn't even ask for, that you weren't even thinking about. But because God is a strategic thinker, and because God knows what he wants to do for your life, he begins to start doing things in your life because he's God of your life. Hear me now. He's God of your life. And when he's God of your life, he's going to do supernatural things in your life. And the enemy can't stop God. So what the enemy tries to do, he allows your flesh to get out of control. Your flesh start doing things contrary to God. Your flesh starts saying things contrary to God. Your flesh start going directions contrary to God. And if it weren't for God for being merciful and graceful and putting a halt on certain things or not allowing those things to prosper, we will walk into some things we're thinking is God, but the whole time the enemy trying to trick us out of what God has for us. I need y'all to hear me. The enemy be trying to trick you out of what God has for you. So he will put things in your path that look like gold, but in all actuality, it's glitter. It's not even real. It like it's shining, but in actuality, it's blinding. It's hindering you from walking into what God really has for you. It's not taking you where God wants you. It's actually taking you from where God is taking you. It wants to block you from getting there and stop that power from working in you. So today, pouring out that rich kingdom honey, I need y'all to hear me. Don't allow the enemy, don't allow circumstances or situations to hinder and stop what God is trying to work in you. There is greatness inside of everyone. There is greatness inside of you. When you think you're not great, if your mama told you ain't no good, if your daddy told you no good, if your friends tell you stupid, if your friends or family told you crazy, if everybody around you speak negative to you or have spoken negative to you, and you've held on to the negative longer than you held on to the greatness, I got a word for you today that there is a power of God that want to work in you and push out all that negative thoughts, all them negative energy, all that negative feeling, them negative spirits, them demonic forces that want to destroy your life instead of fix your life and help your life. So I want to encourage you today, allow the power of God to begin to move inside of you so God can begin to move things outside of you. There are things outside of you that you need to be moved in your life. But in order to effectively allow these things to be moved effectively, you have to learn how to submit to God's power in you. And in order to properly learn how to submit to God's power in you, you got to begin to hear what God is saying. You got to begin to hear where God is taking you, because he's taking you to a place and he's doing a thing in you, not because he can, but because he loves you, and not because he loves you only, but because he has purpose and destiny for you. Don't count yourself out when God has counted you in. How do you know when you counted yourself out? When you have agreed and believed what everybody else said instead of believe what God has said. So many of us are counting ourselves out because we trust man more than we trust God. We believe lies instead of believing truth. Because, sometimes truth is hard to digest when God is telling me, yeah, I need you to let that go. I know you're dealing with all that stuff, but I need you to let that go. And you wonder, like, God, all this stuff in my life, you're telling me to let this go. God is saying, yes, I'm telling you to let that go because that's the area of you I'm dealing with right now. I gave you grace for everything else, but I ain't give you no more grace for that. Get rid of it, son. Get rid of it, daughter, because there is something that's coming your way. And if that's still in your life, it's going to take you out. Please, man and woman of God, don't let the enemy trick you. Don't let the situations make you feel like this is what it's supposed to be. The enemy is deceptive and gruesomely wicked. And he wants to destroy you because he knows there is a power that can work in you that will flip his kingdom upside down. Access that kingdom power by submitting to the simple things that God is asking you to do. I want to take y'all on a journey right now, but I know I can't. But in time, I will take you on a journey so you can really understand what it means when Jesus said, my yoke is easy and my burden is light. What God has in store for you is beyond great. It is amazing and it's powerful. But it's up to you to access the power in you so you can begin to see that greatness and that power work out in your everyday life. Success comes with a price. Greatness comes with a price. Salvation may be free for us, but it costed Jesus everything. It costed God's heaven's best, the blood of his precious son. So I want you to understand what appears to look like it's just that easy And is that good? Sometimes it is, because God is doing it. Trust God. Believe God. Walk with God. Let him lead you in your everyday life, because he has a plan. There is a power working in you, and that power will carry you into heights and dimensions and in places on earth and in the spirit that you never knew existed. But you got to trust him and know that he's working exceedingly, abundantly, above all that you can ask or think. Let God work and stir up that power in you. It's time to stir up the power in you. It's time to activate the power in you. There is a power that he wants to stir up in you and activate in you, that he can begin to work things for you that you never seen work out in your life. I hope you can hear me today. I hope you can receive this word today in your heart, because God got you. But I need you to submit to what God has for you. The flesh is wicked and deceitful. It will make you go in a direction that's totally contrary to God, because it's what everybody else think and want, and not what God wants. Believe God. Trust God. Know God got you. Know God with you. Know God love you. Know God's plan is perfect for you. It may not look like what you think, but it's gonna become what you never could imagine. Great. Humongous. Tomorrow, by the grace of Yah, we're going to talk about the valley. We're going to talk about the valleys of life and how to get on that mountaintop. Because I think we need to understand what that mountaintop really like and how to get there. But until you stir up that power, you will remain in the valley. By the grace of Yah, we will step into that realm tomorrow. I'm about to take everybody up to another level. It's time to go higher. It's time to become greater. And we're going to go to a new place in him. You be blessed. You be encouraged. You be uplifted. Everybody, don't let the enemy whisper lies or deceit. Trust God, and he has a plan for you. Prophet at GT. Be blessed, everybody.